Hi, ADF friends. Many of you have asked me, what do I eat in a day on my feast days? And I just thought that would be a great video for those that are really interested in starting their journey with ADF. And I am all about talking about ADF, so let's just dive into it. For those who don't know, a quick recap on what ADF is. ADF stands for alternate day fasting, and people use this method of fasting to lose weight. Probably you are familiar with intermittent fasting, which where in a day you take a portion of that day and you fast. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you don't eat anything until 12 p.m. And then after that, you eat your normal food, hopefully healthy foods, and that will aid you in losing the weight. ADF is a little different. ADF, you are fasting one day and eating the other day. And you alternate your fasting days with your feast days, called feast days because it's the days that you can eat anything you want. Yes, you heard me right. And then you fast again, and then you can eat anything you want. I lost close to 25 pounds doing this method. I was trying to lose 50 pounds altogether, and I was able to get down to the 60, I think 160, and that's when I stumbled into ADF. And I decided to give it a try and lose another 10 pounds with ADF, and it was wonderful. I wish I had found ADF when I began my journey of weight loss. Going back to what I eat on my feast days. So let's say I fasted yesterday. Today, when I break my fast, I don't rush into it. I always start the day drinking water, plenty of water. You could say like a whole bottle of water. Um, and I usually drink until like I feel full, and that's an indication that my stomach is full with water, and that's really good for hydrating. I put a little bit of salt. If you don't know what salt does to you, I described it in my other videos. It replenishes the minerals that you lose throughout your day through regular waste, pee. And so I just replenish my body with a pinch of salt under my tongue, let it melt, dissolve, and then just drink some water. So I do that, and then I'm actually okay until 12. And at 12, usually that's when I break my fast. Sometimes, not intentionally, I will break my fast around 1 or 2 p.m., but that's just because I got busy with my work day and then I didn't have a chance to eat. So when I do break my fast, though, I really like scrambled eggs and the whole like breakfast vibe. So at that time, that's what I eat. That's I eat breakfast food. I am very simple with my meals. I try to make sure that my meals are um, as simple as possible, tasty, and call it a day. So my breakfasts are literally every day scrambled eggs, wheat toast, and sometimes I put some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of salt, and my latte. And that will hit the spot for me. That's my breakfast every single day. When my sister visits me and she sleeps over my house, she will like try to do fancier stuff. So I might have pancakes and bacon. Forgive me. And I love it, but she rarely comes. So, in my defense, that might happen once a month or once every 2 months. And it doesn't always happen when she's here. So, for the most part, my breakfast every day are two scrambled eggs, three small wheat toasts, and my latte. So, what happens with ADF is as you can progress in your ADF journey, you will understand that you won't have much appetite. So, on your feast days, although it's called feast days, you can't actually feast like like you want to, because your stomach is shrinking in the ADF process. So after breakfast, let's say I ate around 12, I'm actually not hungry until 4 or 5, and sometimes 6. I actually had to start paying attention to the time, kind of forcing myself to eat so I wouldn't just have one meal a day on my feast days. That's how satiated I was. So it's very important that when you do ADF, you don't undereat. And it's possible. I thought it wasn't. It is possible. So on my next meal, so my second meal, I will have what have you, like I'll love salad. So I'll always have salad with my meals, and then protein, whether it's like a piece of meat or a piece of fish. And I will, let me see, if I can include another vegetable, I will. I'm a lover of vegetables and salad, so that's always on my plate. So then I'll just pick my protein for the day, and if I can add some beans, sometimes it's really like very simple meals. Most often, that is my second meal is also my last meal, and what I'll have is like a Greek yogurt, a plain Greek yogurt with little bit of maple syrup. Usually, I will only have those two meals because in between I'm drinking a lot of water, so I'm not really hungry. In order for me not to go to sleep without eating anything, and especially because I'm going to be fasting the next day, I'll just have a plain Greek yogurt with a little bit of maple syrup, and that will be like a perfect dessert, and it will hit the spot for me. And I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the night. I just drink water, and I'm ready for fasting day the next day. If you are new to ADF, the first 2 weeks of fasting are the hardest because you're adapting to the idea of not eating, right? So you're not eating and you're trying to make sense, and your brain is trying to make sense of what in the world are you doing. Once you pass that 2 week phase, you will fall into this new routine where you won't need to eat as much as before. So you will need to shift your mindset around food, around what you think you need quantity wise in regards to food. And I just want to share something about feast days. It's called feast days because with ADF, you get to eat whatever you want. But just because you get to eat whatever you want, it does not mean that whatever you eat is going to be good for you. And if you are doing ADF to become healthier, to lose the weight, take the opportunity of the discipline that ADF requires and start shaving off your nutrition and your meal planning foods that are not so great. So try to eat as clean as you can. Try to eat as much vegetables and fruits that you can, and introduce water every day. More water, the more the merrier. I believe the recommendation is 3 liters. I'll put in the screen how much that is in ounces. And the best thing that you can do is just like continuously throughout the day, in your feast and your fasting days, to just drink a lot of water. And this goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. You should include some type of exercise routine. Overall, I lost the weight without any exercise. I'm not a fan of exercising like that. However, when I can and I'm motivated, this is terrible. I do walk. Do some. I do practice some. What's the name? Strength training. This is how much I do it, right? I don't even remember the name. And I have I have a stepper, and I will use my stepper. What's amazing about ADF, you don't need to exercise to lose the weight, but exercise is always good for you. So I will encourage you to exercise and to, even if it's just light walks, it will aid on your journey to become healthier, to lose the weight, and to just overall just feel better about yourself. I hope my routine helps you. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.